What's up, YouTube? So today, I hit a 50 subscriber goal on Twitch. So that goal was for a video on how to play defensively, how to use and rotate defensives properly on Devastation Evoker. So today we're going to cover how to deal with melees, how to deal with casters, what your positioning should look like. And I'm going to give you a good foundation so that you can emulate my gameplay, my play style yourself. And the first thing that you are going to need is a couple of add-ons. So the first add-on you are going to need is called Big Debuffs. And I use this because this will let me know if any of my party members are in CC, and if I have to either reposition myself or use a utility item or ability on them. So this is extremely useful. The next one you are going to need is called Omni CD. I've talked about this before in my add-ons guide. So if I put visibility in open world and I do show self, this is what it'll look like on your teammates. You can track different things that you want to see. Defensively, something for utility. And all you would do is go into visibility, just make sure that it's checked on. And then you go into arena. And then you go to spells. And let's say you're playing with the mage and you want to know when he has counterspell up, you click it here. You want to know when he has remove curse, you click it here and it'll show it on the side here like this. Okay. So this is extremely important because another add-on that I use that I believe is required, which I recommend for you, is called Sort Group. Now, what this does is it puts me in the group in the party frames, okay? So if I go to add-ons, I go to Sort Group, you can readjust how the group is displayed and who the party members are in relation to you. So for me, I like to be on the bottom. So I like to have my teammates on top for party 1 and 2. And I have macros for rescue, party 1 and 2, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But download those 3 add-ons. You want Big Debuffs, Omni CD, and Sort Group. Okay? And then, since you're going to be making party 1 and 2 macros, you're going to go into key bindings, and this may be something that is going to be new to you, but I recommend it, and it's helped me be able to target my teammates and help them out when they need it with heals, with the spells, with, cauterizing flame or expunge. I can target them quickly, and so here's how I do it. I just go into the key bindings, and then I go to targeting, and then I target my party members right here. So these keybinds are on my mouse. I have a I have a Corsair scimitar. I used to have a Razor Naga, not anymore. But I use a Corsair scimitar, which has 12 buttons on the side. And my Shift F1 on my mouse is party 1. And my Shift 9 is my party 2. Now, I have my 1 and 4 keys remapped so that 1 key is F1 and the 4 key is 9. And the reason I do this is because I had it to F4 previously, but when I'm clicking around a lot very fast and I accidentally would hit Alt, for a macro, and then I would hit 4, it would just close the game. So I got away from that and I just remapped it on the software for the Corsair mouse. All right. So getting right into how to use defensives and how to play defensive properly as this class. I should say as this spec. Let's go over what your options are defensively. So Obsidian Scales. It grants you 30% damage reduction for 12 seconds, which is a long time. The only issue with this is that you can't use it while stunned, and you can't use it while silenced. So if you're going to use this, it needs to be pressed before you get crowd controlled or stunned, right? Same thing for renewing blaze. You can't use it while stunned or silenced, so you want to pre-use it. That's my best advice on how the timing is. When you use defensives, you need to pre-use it. All right. Another defensive toolkit for you, or I should say ability, is Nullifying Shroud. So this absorbs 3 full loss of control effects for 30 seconds. You know, in the current state right now, it doesn't seem to be getting nerfed, so it's still going to be useful. So I use it in 2 situations. I use it right when I get into the arena, and then when I put it up and I have that crowd control immunity, I will just use that. I will just take that time while I'm immune to crowd control to just push in, and start creating pressure and start becoming aggressive. Because obviously, any singular button that could potentially hard crowd control me will be absorbed unless it gets purged, or people use or stack. I guess you'd play against like evokers who use the talent of Scouring Flame, and then they could just tip the scales, fire breath you, and all of them would be ripped off. But I use it right when I get into the arena. Sometimes I maybe even wait a little bit to use it, just because I know I'm not going to get CC'd right away, but I could get CC'd in like the next 30 seconds. So I might wait a little bit to put it on, but that's another part of the defensive toolkit that I want you to start to get very comfortable with. Time stop, not very much, not very useful, I should say. I do use it sometimes, specifically against demon hunters. For when they hunt you. I mean, I've gotten hit by the hunt for like 165,000 the other day. So there's that. And a lot of the times, I mean, if you're playing solo shuffle, especially when you got higher rating, there's just a ton of demon hunters. So there will be rounds where you're playing against double demon hunter, right? And they will hunt you both at the same time. So I've taken time stop in those situations. Even if they don't do it on me, I will use time stop on my teammate to immune them for the damage. Crippling Force does get some value into melee cleaves. I generally, this is kind of like if I don't have anything better to play, then I play it. But more oftentimes than not, I'm taking Scouring Flame and swapping that out with Corner Loop and Nullifying Shroud. Sometimes I take Obsidian Metal, actually not really always. Maybe in certain situations where I'm playing against double caster, like Ellie Shaman and Mage or something, where they have short cooldowns on their interrupts. But to me, I don't. This is another one of the kind of last resort things. If Scouring Flame is not useful, and I don't need Null Shroud, I would use one of those 2 things. All right, so looking at the talent trees here, this is my setup. I will leave the code in the description. And Tune to the Dream required. For whatever reason, Blizzard just coded this to should honestly just be baseline. I feel way more survivable with this talent and with Ancient Flame. Just a little bit more self-sufficient on the heals. And obviously, I preach the good word about burnout with Feed the Flames. It's the best build right now. I don't care what you say about, oh my god, Iridescence is so good. I don't care. This is the best build. I've hit rank 11 on the ladder in solo shuffle. I already have my elite title, so you take my advice with a grain of salt, I guess. Anything else here in the talent trees that I recommend for defensive would be Twin Guardian. Very, very, very useful. I use this as a last resort when I have nothing else available to me and I need to just grab the closest ally to me for the shield. It saved me a million times. I've saved my teammates a million times, either getting them out of crowd control or just providing them with a shield when they needed it. And, you know, because my healer was in crowd control or whatever. Time spiral also required. You're going to need to use your dash or your hover sometimes a little bit more frequently than you would like because you're getting trained. And we're going to go into all of that. And then Obsidian Bulwark for an additional charge on your defensive or Obsidian Scales. All right, so that's the baseline. Let's get into the good stuff. So we're going to talk about rotating defensives. We're going to talk about stacking defensives. We're going to talk about my BM Trinket lifestyle, which you absolutely should be adapting in your games because in the current state, unless you really trust your healer and you know that he could top you whenever, you know, this is just a really good cooldown to use, added benefit, because, again, you can't use your abilities while stunned, your defensive abilities. So this comes in very clutch when you need to survive. Okay, so we're going to talk about immuning CC. We're going to talk about how to kite, what you should be doing while you're kiting, and all that good stuff. So I'm going to pull up some games from yesterday. That is 3v3. And I'm going to show you how I kite this warrior around the entire map for the whole duration until we eventually kill him, and then I throw a flag on him to assert my dominance. All right, so I'm going to pull that up for you right now. All right, so here we are, and we are facing against a warrior, shadow priest, and a monk. Warrior right now has the absolute ridiculous mobility you've ever seen before. And so this is my talents right now. I am taking time stop. I'm taking chrono loop, scouring flame. I like scouring flame into monks just because like it rips off the hot. And so I'll just commentary over this. So nullifying shroud goes up, warrior comes in, and I just throw out the root. And right now it's very important that even though I am the target, I am in line of my warlock. So I use a dash to get away. The warrior is still on me. I'm going to use my deep breath to just get even greater distance. He leaps after me and I gate again. He charges to me. I knock him as soon as he gets there. And I dash away again. Now he's stuck. Right? So now I'm kiting him, but more importantly, I'm kiting him in the line of my warlock. And I'm trying to drag the healer away. So when I'm kiting, right, there's no real benefit of going back and forth in the middle of the map. What you want to do when you need to kite is you want to kite through your teammates so that your teammate can have uptime, and you force the enemy healer to chase after their melee DPS who just wants to zug, right? So I juke to kick. I get a sheep. Now he's in the open field, right? So now it's time's up. Leroy Jenkins, let's do this. We get parry. We get cocoon out of him. Just because I popped my cooldown. I even chrono looped him really low. Right? And you see how I'm kiting in the line of the tyrant. The tyrant is just going ham salami. Right? So I throw a root out. I'm still kiting backwards. Away from the enemy monk. And as you can tell, like the monk is not able to keep up, and the Shadow Priest has to grip him. I find a really good opportunity to stun all three, dash away on the leap. Not really sure how he lived there, but it is what it is. And now it's their cooldown time. Now it's my turn to get out, so I use my rescue to get away. I don't have any mobility quite yet. I have it coming up now. So I sleep the Shadow Priest to try and mitigate some of this damage. And once again, I'm back, kiting around through my teammate, dragging the warrior away from his healer, using Gateway to get away. He leaps onto me. And right as he connects, I pop both my walls at the same time. I have a macro for it. And I just sit there and I hard cast Nullifying Shroud just so that he's forced to kick me. I hover away, use my macro for Landslide that I've given to you guys in the past for the cursor. Kiting away. Again, gaining distance from the healer. So very important. Using a dash, Verdant Embrace to get away once again. I'm going to grip my Shaman out of dodge for the heal. I get stunned up here. They force Link out of us, and again, kiting away. Maximum distance, knocking him when he gets to me. Kiting through my teammates. So very important. You want your teammates to have uptime if you're the one being trained. Now time's up. Let's do this. I have my cooldowns back up. He's in the middle of the map and they just can't recover. Then you throw the flag on him to absolutely assert the dominance because he's very overtuned right now. And yeah. So a couple of takeaways. Kite through your teammates and kite away from the enemy healer. Gain space, gain distance from the enemy healer. Force the enemy healer to chase into after their DPS, their melee DPS, because you have to trust that your teammates are going to be able to handle the crowd control, the disruption when you're being the target and the focus. You rotate your defensives as needed. You know, when you are unable to immune stuff like the spear with deep breath or rescue, that's when you save the walls, you know, your obsidian scales, your renewing blaze, and you just tank that damage. But if you're going to tank the damage, tank it in the view, the line of your teammates, because your teammates will be able to help you. Your teammates will be able to use crowd control. They'll use heals, utility on you to keep you alive because they want to win, right? So that's the most important things to take away from this game. All right, so here is a melee cleave matchup with an enhancement shaman and a monk. I'm just going to throw out the root right now. Pop all the Swifties, stun all the pets when they get there. Popping all my damage, and again, kiting through my Warlock, to my Warlock. Not on top of him, but in his line. I knock on the sweep. Good timing. Kiting around again through my Warlock, looking to get a gateway out of here right now. Kiting very far away from the Paladin. You see how I'm dragging the DPS away from the Paladin. Look at where the Paladin is positioning right now. He's forced to come out and pop Aura Mastery. He needs to heal his teammates. He doesn't want to throw, right? Just cutting them around in open space. I've used one wall so far. I have my new Renewing Blaze ticking as well, just cutting around. Cutting through the Tyrant now, forcing them to just eat that damage. And now they know that they can't recover. They don't have any buttons to press right now, so I root him on his way out. He trinkets the root, which I've done before. I feel your pain, my dude. We force Pally's bubble. I'm feeling very confident right now. We're very ahead, so I'm pushing. I get dispelled on the Hodge, and again, just kiting away, forcing the enemy melee DPS to chase after me through my teammates. And so they are trying to retreat right now, so we want to push. Blessing of Summer, though. Out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Well, I'm trying to get out. I use Rescue here. As you can see myself spamming it. Use Rescue for the shield. Getting trained again. What do? Kite through my Warlock. Kite through my Warlock. Let him just do maximum damage. Look at his damage on the meters. He's top of the meters. Right? I'm just kiting through my Warlock. Not necessarily on top of him, but through him. Right? Adjacent to him. And look at the Pally's positioning now. He's got to push out. And now I'm trying to do my group up thing right here because I got Deep Breath coming up off cooldown very soon. Here it is. Stunning all three. And this guy's super low. Just forcing them to absorb all of this damage. They're just on the back foot right now. Just so much incredible pressure. He locks me, so I tailwind him. And now they were like, okay, Evoker's not working. Let's go Warlock. And then what do? I position myself between the DPS and the healer, right? And then it's my turn. It's a swap. It's a dance, really. If you're the one being trained, you want to kite around the map so that your teammate can peel, but more importantly, can do damage. And when you are not the target, it's your job to position yourself in between the enemy healer and the DPS so that you can do your disruption. You can do your damage. You can kick the healer. That's going to be your job. You're going to be crowd controlling the healer. You're going to be sleeping the healer, right? That is the role you are going to adapt when you are not the target. Right? But as you saw, for like 90% of that game, I was the target. So what do? I kite through my Warlock. I let him do damage. I let him peel for me. I let my Shaman, dispel me when I needed to. I'm not going to line him, run around the pillar, panic, I wasn't even playing Battle Master in that game, right? Because Shamans are very good. Shaman's healing mastery is, it does more the lower that you are. So I'm never really kind of too much in danger of dying, especially if they're decent. So I trusted him right there to, keep me up for that duration. So I hope this defensive guide helped you see things from my perspective and how I choose to use things defensively. If you gained value in any way, if you've stayed here this entire time, please hit that like button for me and subscribe to the channel. Almost at 1,000 subscribers, and I continue to deliver what I would consider very good content on how to play this spec properly in Arena. So I really would appreciate it if you hit that sub button for me. And if there's any questions, as you know, I always respond to every single comment left on my channel. So you can leave your questions there. Also, I stream every single day on Twitch at JD_EADig. And you can also join my Discord, and all of those links will be in the description. And my build code that I use on the daily. So thanks guys again for checking this out, and I will see you in
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When